Hello and welcome to IndiaPostLive.com, India's first live and interactive news conversation web TV. I am Prachi Jatanya. Now, ASSOCHAM report recently released has actually said and stated that continued power outages in various parts of the country has adversely affected and continues to adversely affect domestic industrial production. This time around, from June to July, the production output is supposed to be, hit by about a 40% mark. We'll get you some more details on what the report actually states. Take a look.
Even as the country cries foul over power shortage in the raging summer, there's another silent fact that should worry the Modi government. A report by industry body ASSOCHAM says the country's industrial production could fall by 40% in the next 2 months. Power cuts in North, South and Western India have forced industrial units to cut down domestic production to 30% in April and May this year. The loss in industrial production is likely to go up to as much as 35 to 40% in June-July this year. While the new government may claim its mantra to be maximum governance and minimum government, but the sorry state of affairs in the power sector will need much more than just this slogan.
And to give us more insight and possible reasons of what actually, how it's affecting the industrial production and what really can be the challenges ahead of the Modi government, we have in the studio Dr. P. Pullara, who is an economist and also somebody who closely monitors public policy issues as well and the economy. And we also have somebody representing the Industry Association, Mr. Harish Arora, who is the president of the Okhla Industries Association. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us in the studio at the conversation on India Post Live. We also welcome and look forward to your participation via audio, video comments on our website, and also use our Twitter handle @India Post Live to participate in this discussion. We welcome your comments and feedback. I'll just come to Dr. Pullara. You heard about that report that ASSOCHAM study has found. What are your first thoughts? Where is the industry? How badly is the industry getting affected? And what really can the government do about it?
See, this is not a new phenomenon. There is always a power cut in summer, and there is always a power shortage, at least ever since industry was being given primacy. Perhaps instead of the industry associations, and I am not referring to small scale industry which consume very little power, I am talking about the large scale big industries, the power guzzlers, steel, aluminium and such industries, zinc smelters. Are they really necessary in a country like India? Why should we starve agriculture, domestic consumers, export oriented industries like software, garment exports, artisans, small scale industries, and just focus on the fact that we are unable to feed giant industries or the needs of giant industries.
Right.
Giant industries, the big industries will say we have our own captive power plants, yes, but to generate power, you require railways and roadways and other power guzzling systems to supply you and support you.
Right.
So government should take a view whether eventually we should follow Japan, we should follow the Scandinavian countries and even the USA, whether we should just stop going in for these industries like steel, like zinc smelters, aluminium, and which is the most water consumption and power consumption in the world.
Right.
The only place where it's really economical to make aluminium is Canada, which has immense water resources, or Russia. And we should not go for such things. Therefore, rather Modi government, rather than saying, okay, now we'll give you power, should say we qualify power supply.
Right.
We have to eventually get off this track of trying to feed some power hungry industries and then starve the rest of the economy.
Right. Mr. Arora, your thoughts on and how is it badly affecting the industrial sector? What are the kind of number of hours of power outages that your industry faces?
Ma'am, this is a बहुत big problem. Last 2 months, power is no in the area. दिल्ली के अंदर 24 इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया अप्रूव्ड इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया है. मैं साथ साथ ये भी बता रहा हूँ, हमारे साथ साथ वर्कर्स की भी प्रॉब्लम्स है. जिस वर्कर की जहाँ पे हमारा इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया है, कम से कम वहाँ पे 4000 इंडस्ट्री है. आज ओखला का इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया है, मोहन कोऑपरेटिव है, ओखला फेस 1, 2, 3, 4. हमारे यहाँ गारमेंट एक्सपोर्टर काफ़ी ज़्यादा है. तो ये पावर की इफ़ेक्ट होता है जिससे बिना बताए, बिना किसी को इन्फॉर्म करे, बिना हमें SMS किए, जो पावर एकदम से 4 घंटे, 8 घंटे या 12 घंटे के लिए चलेगी, उस स्टेज के ऊपर हम एक्सपोर्ट कैसे करेंगे? आज जो हमारे कंट्री के अंदर डॉलर आ रहा था, हम एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे थे, हमारे को उसके अगेंस्ट डॉलर मिलता था, तो फॉरेन करेंसी हमारी कंट्री में आ रही थी। ऐसे में कहीं कोई कमी नहीं दिखाई दे रही थी, जो लास्ट 2 मंथ से जो हमें प्रॉब्लम हुई है। आज अगर किसी गरीब की कॉलोनी भी साथ में बनी हुई है, जहाँ इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया है, 4000 इंडस्ट्री है, तो 4 इंडस्ट्री के अंदर एवरेज जो है 50 वर्कर्स 100 वर्कर काम करते हैं। तो कम से कम उसके आसपास की जो कॉलोनीज़ हैं, उस कॉलोनीज़ के अंदर भी अगर 10 घंटे पावर चली गई, 12 घंटे चली गई, 2 दिन नहीं आई, तो वहाँ ये देखो उनके बीवी बच्चे या वो लोग पानी भी कहाँ से पिएंगे। तो मेरे साथ तो ये भी प्रॉब्लम है, उस स्टेज के ऊपर वर्कर्स जो है छुट्टी कर लेते हैं। जो मेरे ऑर्डर को, जिसको मैंने 15 डेज़ के अंदर एक्सपोर्ट करना था, मेरे को वो 15 डेज़ के अंदर जो एक्सपोर्ट करना था, वो मेरी एक्सपोर्ट जो आफ्टर 1 मंथ जा रही है, आफ्टर 20 डेज़ मेरे ऊपर उसके ऊपर पेनल्टी लग रही है। तो मेरे ऑर्डर जो हैं वो सारे के सारे ऑर्डर कैंसिलेशन पे जा रहे हैं आज की स्टेज पे। लास्ट 10 डेज़, लास्ट 15 डेज़ के अंदर ये प्रॉब्लम हो गई है कि पावर जो है 12-12 घंटे के लिए एरिया में चली जाती है विदाउट एनी इन्फॉर्मेशन।
राइट। पिछले साल या 2012 में सबसे बड़ा पावर आउटेज या पावर कट्स थे इंडियन हिस्ट्री में। उसके बाद क्या सिचुएशन इम्प्रूव हुई थी, और पिछले गर्मियों में पिछले साल कैसा था सिचुएशन, इस बार क्या हैज इट वर्सन्ड?
मैम ऐसा है कि लास्ट ईयर तो हमें पता नहीं चला कि पावर गई है या नहीं गई, ऐसा हुआ ही नहीं। हमें कहीं भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आई ऐसी कि भी हमारे यहाँ पे पावर जा रही है या आ रही है, ऐसा कभी कभी स्किप भी नहीं करा। अगर आज आप देखोगे कोई वर्कर को जाना है, मान लो हमें एज़ पर मास्टर प्लान, जो दिल्ली का जो मास्टर प्लान बनाया था, मास्टर प्लान मिस्टर अजय माखन ने जब बनाया, आप बिलीव करेंगे दिल्ली के अंदर 500 स्क्वायर फुट की छोटी फैक्ट्रीज़ है, कम से कम 50,000 फैक्ट्रीज़ हैं दिल्ली में जो मास्टर प्लान के अंडर, उसके अंदर आज भी उनका नक्शा पास होता है, जो इससे पहले नहीं होता था। उसके अंदर ग्राउंड फ्लोर पार्किंग का एरिया, ग्राउंड फ्लोर, फर्स्ट फ्लोर, सेकंड फ्लोर अलाउ है, जो इससे पहले बिल्कुल भी नहीं था। अब उसी 500 स्क्वायर फुट को हम 1500 स्क्वायर फुट में यूज़ कर रहे हैं। जहां हमारे आदमी 10 आदमी काम करते थे, उस जगह के ऊपर आज हमारे 500 फुट के एरिया के अंदर 30 आदमी काम कर रहे हैं। तो हमें बेनिफिट तो मिला उस मास्टर प्लान से भी दिल्ली के अंदर। उसी मास्टर प्लान के अंदर जहाँ पे मैं आज एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा था मान लो 10 करोड़ की, वहीं पे मैं आज 25 करोड़ की एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ उसी एरिया के अंदर। ये फ़ायदा हुआ है, और पावर की प्रॉब्लम में बिल्कुल नहीं आई उस स्टेज पे। आज ये सब एकदम से चेंजेस क्यों हुई हैं, ये हमारी समझ से सब बाहर है।
राइट।
What he has said is very correct. The small scale industry is actually supporting our exports.
Yes.
Most of our exports are from garments, auto parts, matches, and they should not be starved of power. If what Mr. Arora says is factual, 25,000 units are there in Delhi. They probably employ 5 lakhs to 10 lakh people. The entire steel sector, aluminum sector doesn't employ so many workers in the organized sector. So they should give priority. Government should consider
Right.
that you should move away from industries where you can't cater and there are no exports, there's no benefits. We know we import things for them and then we export it back. Huge big capital is there. Is it not better for power to focus on being supplied to small industries which are highly effective exporters? We get immense wealth and see the number of people they employ. Each unit employs 50 people, 60 people, and the government invests no money in it. There's no infrastructure needed, nothing for it.
Besides small and medium, factories or industries also badly being hit by these unannounced power cuts, what about the farmers?
See, the farmers, the basic thing for them is those farmers who are dependent on groundwater, naturally they suffer all over the country. Those who are given canal irrigation don't suffer so much. So therefore, there is a great impact on them also. And for that reason, government should now evolve a policy of, in my opinion, phasing out these industries which are highly polluting, highly power dependent, and they destabilize the economy and the environment with no visible benefits. I'll give you another small example. Take Visakhapatnam steel plant, which occupies 23,000 acres of land, produces 1 million tons, 2 million tons of steel, and has only 15 or 12,000 workers in the factory. Now, just what Mr. Arora is saying, in a place like Okhla, one industrial estate, I am sure there are more workers there than, I don't know how many workers are there. Kitna hazaro workers wahan hai. In a small industrial plant, government should give importance to that. Forget the old thing, these are the modern temples of India, building a huge steel plant, which is no benefit to the country. That new thinking has to come.
Doesn't that then affect the Modi government's basic agenda to bolster economic growth based on our industrial output?
You see, industrial output, you have quality industrial output. You know, a software industry is also a software industry. You know, a single floor in a single building, they export crores of rupees and they earn high wages. What's the point of having industries which are closing because you think that, you know, you produce so much steel? How is Japan, or how are Japan, USA, England managing without steel plants? They're importing steel from third world countries. Having steel plants, having zinc
Including us.
smelters is an indication that you're in the third world. Even China is moving away from these industries. So, you know, once India takes that step, you won't have a power shortage.
Mr. Arora, do you feel that the number of workers, the sheer number that Okhla Industrial Estate in fact employs, and the unannounced power cuts, do you feel it's a policy issue by the government that suddenly there seems to be so much of a pressure, or, you know, in the summer every area with industrial production or industrial requirement of so much of power that is why they have had these power
मैम
cuts?
ये तो सारा का सारा हम लोगों पे ऊपर एक नया एक लोड पड़ेगा इससे। हमें सब लोगों को एक जनरेटर सेट खरीदने पड़ेंगे। तो क्या गवर्नमेंट ने उस पर कोई सब्सिडी नहीं देनी हमें? अगर मेरे यहाँ पे 100 HP लगी है, 90 HP लगी है, 50 HP लगी है, तो मेरे को गवर्नमेंट ने सब्सिडी उसके ऊपर नहीं देनी है, या मुझे तो उसके ऊपर गवर्नमेंट सब्सिडी दे, कुछ पैसे दे, या उसके लिए लोन दे दे कि जिसके ऊपर मैं वो ले लूँ क्या जनरेटर सेट। तो जनरेटर सेट होंगे तो मेरी फैक्ट्री तो ठीक से चलती रहेगी। जो पहले सरकार थी, कम से कम उसने जनरेटर सेट की हमें आदत तो भुला दी थी पिछले 8 साल से, 10 साल से। जब वो मेरे को भी ध्यान है, पूरे 10 साल हो गए इस चीज़ को, ये प्राइवेटाइज़ हुए। प्राइवेटाइज़ होने के बाद अगर 25 पैसे 50 पैसे रेट बढ़ गया, पर कम से कम हमारी पावर नहीं गई। हमें आज दिल्ली से एक्सपोर्ट करने में प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुई। हमारी डे बाई डे एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ी है, हर पार्ट्स की बढ़ी है, गारमेंट की बढ़ी है, उसके अलावा प्लास्टिक, रबर, गुड्स, हर चीज़ की एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ी है। उसमें कहीं किसी चीज़ की कोई कमी नहीं आई। तो मेरी यही रिक्वेस्ट है आज सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से और दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट से कि ये पावर की प्रॉब्लम को किसी तरीके से कम करें। नहीं तो हमारे यहाँ पे कई लोग ऐसे भी होंगे जब वो छोटी इंडस्ट्री बंद हो जाएगी। उस स्टेज पे क्या होगा कि जो हम लोग वर्कर हैं, वर्कर भी आज जो है ना, उनकी कॉलोनी के अंदर जब पानी नहीं आता 10 घंटे लाइट जाने के बाद, वो अपना मकान खाली करके चला जाएगा।
But he has said also, is very indicative of the government's policies. He says generators, they're ready to manage with generators.
बिल्कुल।
But government taxes are very high on generators. Government taxes are very high on use of that fuel. Okay, government should say now we reduce the tax on generators, because nobody is going to generate power for fun. He will not just generate power unless there is income. That at least would give relief. But the government and the finance ministry in the last 10 years, I'm sorry to say this, they have not shown any sensitivity, flexibility. And that's the reason of this. What he has said is so valid that at least if the generators are given at a subsidized rate or the taxes removed on it,
Yes.
we can manage. But they're not doing it. The government is not thinking of these things. Now they say, all right, you are importing these generators parts, they put more taxes on it. And therefore that makes it more expensive and prohibitive and becomes unprofitable for a small scale industry to export and compete with a country like China or Thailand or other places. It's definitely, you see, when you have a shortage of something, government can solve it by the suggestions which Mr. Arora has made. I'm surprised that when there are 5 to 10 lakh workers, and Delhi is one of the export centers of garments and rubber goods and other goods which he has just mentioned, they should encourage this and have more industries, more production, rather than going on acquiring farmers' land of thousands of acres and then saying, you know, that's not the way to do it.
So, Dr. Pullara, what about the fact that the industry body also often says that Gujarat has a lot of these big industries, but they all are situated, or the industrial areas, manufacturing units are situated next to the big power plants. So, isn't that is something that in various other states like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, even Kerala, that kind of a plan can be looked at by the government? Is that sustainable?
No, you see, Gujarat also, I think, has gas, which enables these power plants to work cheaply also. Don't forget that.
Right.
And Gujarat is also on the coast. They get coal imported very easily. That same advantage you can't have for Uttar Pradesh and other places like Punjab. You can't. That's why you have to select your industries carefully here. You have to see the high value industries. You see, Gujarat, the Gujarat model also eventually will come under scrutiny. It may be a good model for at some time in our life, but it's not a perpetually good model that you have power plants and therefore industries must come. Is it socially desirable anymore to go for heavy industries in India? Is it necessary? That's the question government has to ask. How are other countries doing? they import steel because it's cheaper to import steel and make it here. Therefore, these are questions which the next generation of planners have to do and get away from the mindset. And in my opinion, you should encourage highly labor-intensive export industries in the small-scale sector where the entrepreneur is taking all the risks of management. It's not a bureaucrat sitting in a ministry here giving orders. It is his wisdom and flexibility and hard work, 18-hour days which they put in working and running around trying to cut costs, make themselves competitive in the international market. If you analyze our exports, and I'm giving a very rough figure, most of the exports are from garments, software, and then small-scale industries. Whatever the traditional industries contributed, nothing. Really nothing if you look over the 60 years. So even the public has to now come around that these temples of India, that phase is over. Why are Korea, Japan, America going away from this model of development? Why are they doing that?
And we seem to be their suppliers. We are replacing.
We are supplying, we are importing their pollution
Yes.
and exporting pollution-free
goods.
goods for them.
Them.
So that's something which you have to think over. And I don't know whether Mr. Narendra Modi has that. You see, the other people before him in the last 10 years, they were, I would say, flippant and frivolous towards such things. They were not seriously concerned. Mr. Modi seems to be seriously concerned that industry, production, goods, but where he has to go to the next step is what kind of goods India should produce for the next 25 years. Is it worthwhile? How should India go from here to where? Should we follow the Bangladesh model or should we go the Japanese model? Should we arrive? And that's what he has.
Since Dr. Pullarao is talking about different other countries and the global world, Mr. Arora, क्या आपको लगता है कि phase wise अगर करें in many other states Mondays, in many parts of Kerala also there are particular designated days when the industry stays shut because of power outages. So scheduled load shedding, is that something that your industry will be able to take in case there is no choice, especially in the summer, to avoid these power cuts?
मैम हर स्टेट का तो अलग अलग नहीं हो सकता ना, हर स्टेट का कैसे अलग अलग कर देंगे कि अलग अलग डेज के अंदर अलग इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया के अंदर यूटिलाइज करें उसको. एक चीज़ मैं वापस आ रहा हूँ, वापस अभी प्रोफेसर साहब ने भी बोला था, टैक्स के ऊपर ही बोला था. अभी लास्ट टाइम जो है हमने जो है मिनिमम वेजेस दिल्ली के अंदर तब 3500 था, तो हमने सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के अंदर जो फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर से उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करके जो फिनिश गुड्स की हमारी 50 लाख की टर्नओवर के ऊपर सेंट्रल एक्साइज ड्यूटी पे करते थे. ये स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री के लिए जिसकी छोटी सी फैक्ट्री है, अगर आज वही मिनिमम वेजेस दिल्ली के अंदर 8500 हो गया है, अगर आपके ऑफिस में एक लड़का छोटा सा अगर चाय भी पिला रहा है तो हम उसको मिनिमम 8500 दे रहे हैं, उसके प्लस उसको ESIC और प्रोविडेंट फंड के पैसे अलग से पे करने पड़ते हैं. तो मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट और थी आज सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से, फिनांस मिनिस्टर से भी, कि उसको कम से कम 1.5 करोड़ की जगह, अब 1.5 करोड़ हमने करवाई थी, आज 8500 हो गया है. रॉ मटेरियल के रेट बढ़ गए हैं, BSCS के दिल्ली के अंदर रेट बढ़ गए हैं पावर के, तो उसी स्टेज के हिसाब से आज रॉ मटेरियल के जब रेट हमारे सब चीज़ों के बढ़ चुके हैं, तो मेरी यही रिक्वेस्ट है फिनांस मिनिस्टर से भी कि उसकी जो टर्नओवर को है 5 करोड़ के ऊपर जब हम फिनिश गुड्स बनाते हैं तो मिनिमम अमाउंट 5 करोड़ जो है स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री के लिए कर दें. उसके बाद जो टैक्स उस पर एप्लीकेबल होता है उस टैक्स को लोग पे भी करेंगे और ईमानदारी से सब काम भी होंगे. नहीं तो सब जगह तो ये सब चोर बाजारी चलती रहेगी.
On that note, I'll read out some tweets that are coming in for this discussion. Power shortage, Abhishek Kumar says, is also caused due to worsening infrastructure. Modi Sarkar should also work on that and stop electricity wastage. Lack of power supply is the main cause for farmer suicides. We do hope the new government will be able to solve this problem. So very interesting points coming in on our Twitter handle as well. We want your participation. Do put in your questions to our panelists and take forward this conversation on our website. Dr. Pullarao, like he's saying, but if there is no option in front of the government, especially in power intensive or power dependent industries in many other parts of the country, not just Delhi or Uttar Pradesh, what really is phase-wise power load shedding the only option? Domestic production will of course be hit, and it's going to have a 40% dip in this month of June, July, and then rainfall, possibly the monsoon being delayed, it'll be a double whammy.
No, actually he has given the solution so simply, Mr. Arora. I don't know whether you've worked
Yes.
through the crux of what he has said. They have been, they will be able to absorb costs. They will be able to generate their own power, provided government simply lifts the ceiling on the definition of small scale industries and makes it a
Right.
bigger amount.
Right.
Immediately the solution is there, but the government has to move. And then, I don't think it helps to say now you work 4 days a week, 3 days a week. They can't sustain. Workers won't stay here for 3 days work, and their factory, the plant equipment and all that will not be sustainable.
Exactly.
Therefore, the immediate solution, which is long lasting, is to encourage small scale industries by raising the turnover limit so that it defines as small scale industries and get benefits, which can be easily done. I don't know why they are not doing it, because it is a very reasonable thing and production is there. So the way to counter power is they are ready to generate their own power, because the government is not going to be able to remove this power
Power
outages. It's
outages.
beyond its capacity.
Right.
It cannot do it in the short run. In the long run also, I personally feel the more power you generate, the more industries will come up on the base which are dependent on,
On
heavy, power use.
Right.
So this is a solution he has offered, that small and medium scale industries can easily survive such problems if government gives them some fiscal concessions.
Right. Great. On that hopeful note and suggestions, very interesting suggestions coming here from the industry spokesperson, Okhla Industries Association, Mr. Arora, and Dr. P. Pullarao, actually suggesting that we look at a long-term regime change of entirely looking at different kind of industries which are not really so power dependent, which go the Norway way or the Japan way, and try and look at alternatives of encouraging small and medium enterprises. So suggestions going in for the Modi government on this regard. You can also put in your suggestions, questions, and your feedback, and your participation will be more than welcome. We look forward to it on our Twitter handle @IndiaPostLive and our website indiapostlive.com. Many more interesting shows and discussions coming up. Stay tuned. Thank you.